Hello, viewers. Welcome to HSC Corner this week. We're looking at we looking at legal reasons why organizations manage health and safety. We have talked about last time we talked about moral reason and financial reasons. Now this week we are looking at legal reasons for managing health and safety. The legal reasons for managing workplace health and safety relates to the framework of laws that govern the conduct of business and organization. The International Labour Organization has set out Convention C155 and Recommendation R164, which apply to workplace health and safety standards. Most countries and regions have established legal standards that meet or exceed the minimum standards set out in C155 and R164. These legal standards place a duty on the employer to ensure the workplace, work activities, and work equipment and substances so far as reasonably practicable, safe, and without risk to health. The legal standard also place a duty on workers to look after their own and other people's health and safety. So, we're looking at International Labour Organization, and I told you last time that we are going to look at some of these laws that made it mandatory for organization business owners to subscribe to health and safety, and then also make sure that they are following safety guidelines. It is mandatory, especially now that most countries are under United Nations, and this labor law organization has to do with an international laws. Ignorance of law is not excuse. Now there are some responsibilities rather placed on employers and employees. Employers' responsibilities placed on employers. Article 10 of R164 put the following obligations on employers: provide workplace and work equipment and use work methods which are safe and pose no risk to health. Provide appropriate instructions and training. Provide necessary supervision. Put in place health and safety arrangements adapted to suit the size and nature of the undertaking. Provide any necessary protective clothing and equipment free of charge. Ensure that the hours of work do not adversely affect employer safety and health. Take measures to eliminate any extreme physical and mental fatigue. What about the workers? For the workers, take reasonable care of their own safety and that of other people who might be affected by the things that they do and the things that they fail to do. Comply with safety instructions and procedure. Use all safety equipment properly and not tamper with it. Report any situation which they believe could be a hazard and which they cannot themselves correct. Report any work-related accident or ill health. I just want to stop it here, but before I end today's HSC corner, I want to give a scenario. Now, you are working in an organization as a worker. Let me use maybe a driver, for instance. And then you are driving official car. Inside the premises, you come to work. The HSC standard is you check. There are routine inspections you are supposed to do in the vehicle, which is you check the oil, check the water, check your, your brake fluid, check your azo oil. Equally, all these, you have to just check all of them, Why are you checking them? Somebody will say, must I have to check these things? You can never tell. Now, you check all these things to ensure that all of them are they are within their gauge limit. Then you now check your tires, okay, and also ensure that your what do you call it? Your spare tires are working. Now, as a driver, you just came in, and then in HSC briefing, you'll be also being informed that you are supposed to put on seatbelts, okay? And you have to maintain a speed limit. Maybe there is no monitor, or there is no way the company will know when you have exceeded your speed limit. Now, what most drivers do is they don't comply with health and safety. And when they are inside the premises, inside the company's premises, they will try to, follow safety rules, put on their seat belts. Immediately they drive out, they remove the seat belts. And maybe you come in the morning, let me say the scenario I want to explain. You didn't check, and then your brake fluid have gone below. Something happened. Mechanical fault can occur at any time. It won't need your permission to occur. And then you are driving, and because you don't follow health and safety, you're on a high speed. All of a sudden, you got to a T-junction and there's an incoming vehicle. And then you match brake. The brake didn't respond. And what happened? You try to maneuver and dodge the incoming traffic. Maybe you entered bush. Let's say you entered bush and maybe you hit someone. Nobody is ready. We are looking at the outcomes. You now hit someone, and let's say the person survived or the person didn't survive. Mind you, an accident has occurred. HSC will go in to investigate the root cause of the accident. I'll talk about that next time. Now, because you fail to comply with health and safety, accident has occurred. Why? Because you did not check to notice that the brake fluid is no longer within gauge. Something happened, which you would have corrected. Again, if you are not putting on seatbelts, you might endanger yourself. And why we say you can endanger yourself and endanger others, when we keep saying this, now what happened to you if you, because of a result of that accident as a driver, and then you are unable to walk, you cannot go to work again, and maybe after carrying out accident investigation, the company realized it was your fault, because accidents are preventable. Now that it's your fault, what happened? You will be sidelined. Your family that are depending on you will be sidelined. There won't be anything happening again. The company will be made to pay. You see, we are enforcement, where we are talking about legal, all this, why non-compliance is a problem, the things you need to do. Now, the company will be made to pay. Assuming the person died, the company will pay a huge amount of money. Mind you, the reputation of the company is at risk. The company has been exposed. And people will say that is, they will use a wrong syllogism to judge the company. Okay? The vehicle of the company might be seized. Operation and production hour will be lost because of investigation. Cost the company will bear in the cost of the investigation. There will be law enforcement agencies who will now come and check how the accident happened, whose fault it is, and all sorts of that. And there will be money paid on that. And law enforcement agencies will end there. If they discover the carelessness and all that, there will be arrests, and there will be other investigation. Which might land the company to be going far, spending so much money, which they didn't bargain to spend. All these things could have been prevented. They could have been avoided only if you had done your routine check. Who will take you anything? And you are rushing, and now you can't rush again because there's an accident. You were overspeeding. Now, where are you running to? Everything crashed because why? A driver fails to comply with health and safety. Okay, I'll stop here. Next time we'll talk more on traffic offenses and what other benefits we can, derive from being a member of HSC Corner, because not just about company, even you that drive yourself. So many things we are going to talk about, maybe in the next upcoming classes. See you next time. This week, before the weekend, we're going to drop another video to complete this session. Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful day. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you.